Welcome to the second SA Comics Cast, a video roundup of news, upcoming events, reviews, and art related to comics, cartoons, and comic creators from South Africa. I'm your host, Mandy J. Watson. The staff members at advertising agency 140 BBDO have created a zine titled I Get Paid for This that they've been promoting at First Thursday's events at the coffee shop Dapper in Cape Town. They've also held art evenings at their office where they've created one-off pieces to sell at the First Thursday's events. All the proceeds from sales of the zine and the art have been going to the company's Seed Library initiative, which has been installing libraries in township schools all over the country. In March, ToonZA, an initiative by Archie Birch, Andy Mason, and Robin Hoskin to promote comics creation, presented 2 free comics workshops at the Homecoming Centre at the District 6 Museum in Cape Town. The workshops were open to all and, consequently, drew people from all sorts of backgrounds who were keen to participate. They were led by Archie Birch and used materials from the museum's archives to spark ideas for the comics and connect the participants to some of District 6's untold stories. ToonZA also hosted a free workshop as part of the Blown Away by Books festival that is primarily held at libraries in the deep South Peninsula of Cape Town. This workshop, which was at Ocean View Library, was attended by children with a keen interest in drawing who were very enthusiastic. They were taught how to draw faces more accurately and each made their first comic panel with a speech bubble. It was clear that the community harbors some young talent and the library was very pleased with the event, so let's hope that it will hold more workshops to enable some of South Africa's budding young future stars to get more training. Shamima Darcy, the creator of the comics The Cat Lady and Life Goes On, is also becoming a prolific colouring book creator. The second volume of her popular Asmaul Husna series of colouring books, which collectively will feature all 99 names of Allah once the series is complete, was launched at the Al-Ikhlas Academia Library in Cape Town. Each book has 20 names of Allah written in Arabic script for people to colour, with the first book featuring geometric designs and the second featuring arabesque art. April is another busy month. There are 2 Art Thursdays events on the 13th in Observatory, Cape Town. The first is the opening of the Ahem Gallery with an exhibition featuring comic and pop art from both local and international creators. The second is an open art sketch meet at the Drawing Room, which will give you a chance to see the Humble Beginnings exhibition, which I highlighted in the previous episode, as the exhibition has been extended until Easter. Another exhibition that has been extended until Easter is the Pow Boom Bang exhibition of cartoon artwork at the Yule Damasco Artist Studio in Johannesburg. Meanwhile, deeper south in Cape Town, Gavin Thompson has an artwork on display at the Tiny Arts 27 exhibition in Kommetjie until the end of April, and the ToonZA workshops continue at the Hive in Muizenberg on Tuesday evenings until the 5th of April. The next Come Exposed convention is taking place at Theatre in the Park in Harare, Zimbabwe on the 22nd of April. Finally, an early reminder for FanCon, which is happening at the end of the month in Cape Town. Some of the logistical problems that occurred last year were partly due to the organizers' inexperience, but they were also caused by people buying their tickets at the last minute, which increased the visitor numbers unexpectedly. The new venue should help with the problem, but nevertheless, don't wait, buy now. You can get the tickets through CompuTicket. This is just a selection of the events happening in the next few weeks. Head on over to brainwavez.org for the full calendar, which is updated regularly and features even more listings, as well as dates, times, and maps for each event. Since the first issue of Sector is now available on Comixology, plus you'll be able to meet members of the creative team at FanCon later this month in Cape Town, as well as at Free Comic Book Day celebrations in Johannesburg next month, I thought I would pick it for my first comic video review. The issue was published in May 2015 and it contains 3 stories. 2 of them are serialized and 1 is a standalone story. The cover is by Daniel Hugo and it relates to the story he co-created with Moray Roda called Uncharted Waters. There you can see the start of it. They both write the script and Daniel of course does the art. Bring it a bit closer to the camera so that you can have a look at some of the art. So it's set in a universe that Daniel created with a writer named Jason Geelan for a comic called The Souvenir, and The Souvenir was set in a slightly alternate universe version of Cape Town and revolved around the mythology of Van Hunks. So that's all I'm actually going to say about it. If you know the story, you'll have an idea of where the comic goes. But if you don't, I don't want to spoil any surprises. So this comic is set, it's not set in Cape Town, but it's set in that same alternate world. And I've really been enjoying reading it, and of course the art is lovely. The second story in Sector is Catnip. Here it is, first page. It's written by Nazhu and the art is by Carl Mostad. I can page through one more. Here we go, so you can have a look at some more of the art. I can't go any further because then I will spoil the story. As you can see here, iconography everywhere, there's no words. Even though I'm a word person, I really quite enjoy comics that are written in this way. And there's a cat, and that's basically all I'm going to say, because it is only 6 pages long and anything else will completely spoil the story. But I really enjoyed this one too. It's lots of fun. I wish there were more standalone stories actually in Sector. As far as I know, this is the only one they've published so far. And while it's really nice having the serialized story, so you get really a long, meaty story where they can develop worlds and they can develop characters, it's also quite fun sometimes just having something that's 6 pages long, very short, very punchy. So, yeah, make some more, please. Then the final story is, I'm just going to be careful that okay, that's fine. Didn't want to give away the ending of Catnip there. The final story is The Illustrated Guide to the End of the World. It is by Michael Smith, Giorgio Yonkers, and Ian Wishart, with art by Michael Smith. Michael Smith has a very chaotic art style, which is quite cool, but he also has what I imagine is a completely unapologetic tendency to draw male gaze art. There's an example right there in the second panel. And if I page through, we will find more there, and on this page as well. I am not a fan of I hate male gaze art. What am I saying? I hate it, and it really, I can't, it pulls me out of the story. I can't actually enjoy this story because of this art. I'll show you another example of it. This is from issue 2. Here is issue 2. Here we go, right there. We've got, and it's not just the fact that she's in a bikini, it's those poses as well. And I've really been struggling to enjoy this story because of the male gaze art. It's unwelcoming for readers such as myself. Having said that, I do want to give a shout out to Giorgio Yonkers. He is a really good short form writer. He's written many, many comics, in fact. And I'm hoping that he will do some standalone stories in future issues of Sector. At the moment, it's running 3 serialized stories, the 2 that you've seen here, plus a third one called Red Air. And I really would like to have more short things in between. So, yeah, there's not much else I can say about the illustrated guide because I do like the rest of his art. I like his very chaotic style. It really just shouts action and swords and blood and gore, but this, no. So I'm just going to page back so you can have another quick look at the issue. I'm not quite sure why there's all this white space in Uncharted Waters. I possibly could have used it up a little bit better, but anyway. So that's that. That's the first issue of Sector. There are now 7 issues. Possibly there will be 8 by the end of the month. I'm hoping. I'm holding thumbs. And yeah, the Red Air's been fun. It's had some really interesting art. If I review, I don't want to say too much, because if I review future issues of Sector, I will get into Red Air. And Uncharted Waters has been great. There is I don't know what to call it. I don't know if it's a plot twist or if it's just a punch you in the face plot moment a couple of issues further on that you just don't see coming. And it was clever, and I really loved it. And Red Air's had some very clever art. And yeah, I really, really like Catnip as well, and I want more standalone stories. So that's Sector. I highly recommend it, even with the illustrated guide, which I'm not a fan of. But it's been an achievement that the team has managed to put out 7 issues so far, and I think we should be supporting it.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to visit brainwavez.org for more comics news and highlights, including a recent feature on the Humble Beginnings exhibition, and follow us on Twitter. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Cheers until next time.